again, everyone, and welcome to False Going Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here, home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Hope everybody is having a pretty good month of November here. We are calendar 2.5 weeks out from Survivor Series, and it looks like already the pieces are starting to fall. It's just going to be a question mark on what's going to make them fall all the way in. So throughout the time we have together, the 10 Raw SmackDown takeaways that I will have for you. And then a couple of days about Survivor Series I'll have. And then the venue has changed for Elimination Chamber come March. It's no longer where I thought it was actually going to be. It's no longer in, uh, what was it, Perth, Australia, something like that. It's actually in a very familiar city that's rich in history of WWE, with history of WWE. So that'll be towards the end. But I'm live every Wednesday at 5 on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. No, sorry, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Maybe we won't use X. As well as Red Circle, Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, and Podbean podcast. You can also find us on our Facebook and our YouTube channels. Please subscribe at RI Broadcasting to get all the notifications that you need. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting. You can help support the show as well. And Patreon as well is how you can help support us. FCA Sports Unfolded going on daily. That is how you can help support our show. And if you would like to be a sponsor, an advertising sponsor for RI Broadcasting, your ad is going to be read right over there. You will have it be seen not just by others, but it will be heard as the audio version as well for Spotify, Amazon, Red Circle, and many more. For those wanting more information, send email to Rodrigo at ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. That's all one word, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. Rob will send you on your way, get you everything you need to how you can be a part of our Rhode Island Broadcasting family and our team. So with that said, sorry, I was waiting for it. There you go. This broadcast of False Got Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Rodrigo, and Rhode Island Broadcasting for the use of our audience, and any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given the express consent to be shared and is greatly appreciated. All right. So let's begin with the 10 Raw and SmackDown takeaways. And some of the notes I took, I'm going to go in order for you here. So something that I've seen with Raw is that they've been doing a lot of entrances using their cameras from the grill position, and I'm really liking that. On SmackDown, Seth Rollins calling Solo a wannabe Roman Reigns. It won't be forgotten by the new tribal chief here in town soon, the wannabe. R-Truth is still hysterical as hell, as he's always been. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor seem to be heading towards a breakup, or at least a heated disagreement, because in their backstage segment on Raw, Dom went off on how he defeated Priest and got closer to the World Heavyweight Championship than Balor ever did. And then the Street Profits against the Motor City Machine Guns is going to be a great match for the tag team titles. and that was number one with the odds then. So number two was hidden in plain sight for what I could see. So the main event from Raw Monday Night had the women's tag team champions Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair against the women's world heavyweight champion Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. But by the end of the match, you see Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Io Sky in the ring. Not much is said about the women's War Games match at Survivor Series compared to the men's version, but I do believe that there's a pretty good indication who's going to be involved. The question is, who's going to be the fifth member? And then this announcement was made on SmackDown Friday night. The women's division is going to have a mid-card title. Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager, has announced the creation of the Women's United States Championship, which only made sense since the success of the Women's North American title that was developed in NXT. There was a need for another singles title belt, considering the talent on both Raw and SmackDown. It will allow more women to get involved in storylines and show off their skills. But Aldis did say somebody must step up and take the opportunity. My question is Raw GM Adam Pearce going to create the women's intercontinental title? So we could have two main titles and two mid-card titles in the women's division. Women getting just as much of an opportunity as men? Maybe. I'll wait for some legacies to be made. That was number three. Number four, on the brink. So it's been months that something has been teased regarding something off of the Judgment Day without reaching a breaking point. But it's gone from interesting in my eyes to frustrating because it bounced back to interesting seeing what happened. For the first time, Kofi got perturbed with what was happening around him instead of Woods. Kingston seemed like he was throwing Woods under the bus in his apology to Truth, that he wasn't particularly happy with Woods' outside interference against Pete Dunne that ultimately resulted in a shove of Woods by Kingston. Woods and has been the instigator, and Kofi is starting to crack. It's an interesting dynamic and appears to be trending towards a bad ending for the New Day. Could it be coming? Number five. With the assist to Michael Cole. His sister Michael Cole. What the hell is that? So it's not like the KO RKO rivalry needs any help. The two superstars are doing quite well handling that on their own. However, it was another impromptu slugfest like we saw at Crown Jewel on SmackDown that needed WWE officials and security needing to intervene that have solidified even more the disdain the two have for each other. But an assist goes to Michael Cole, who instantly reacted to the KO power driver that got Randy stretchered out of the ring. And he said, there's a reason that damn move is banned. Because that's right. The power driver is banned in WWE. The last time that move got used, it was Cena and Punk 2013. Winner is the number one contender to face The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29 in New York at MetLife. Cole said before, calling Owens a sicko and lunatic. You felt his disgust coming through. I wouldn't expect to see Orton for some time now, and you probably wouldn't have come to that realization if it was for Michael Cole shining a light on the depravity. Yeah. Owens, yeah, he's something else, man. He's something else. Number six, a flawed freaking plan. Seth Rollins continues to try going toe-to-toe with Big Bronson, but Rollins, he did hold his own when he was called out by Reed and then attacked him, but he must give a big assist to the security staff because Rollins, in my eyes, won't be successful going head-to-head with a 330-pound monster, even though he won at Crown Jewel. But a third and final match is set for Raw on this coming Monday night, next Monday night. And I'm pumped for when this brawl finds itself in the confines of the ropes. Very interesting. And then number seven, business picked up. So the Miz's manipulation is is sinking its teeth into the concerning final testament and the YS6. So basically, that rivalry is getting picked back up. Number 8, Gunter has doubts. That's what I was doing at 2. Gunter has been World Heavyweight Champion for 100 days and has won over 90% of his televised single matches since joining WWE, and will be the second longest tenured World Heavyweight Champion by a day behind Seth Rollins when he faces Priest at Survivor Series War Games at the end of the month. But however, the ring general, in my eyes, he is human. I'm not sure if I can buy completely though, even though he got pinned by Cody at Crown Jewel. But for me, I much rather believe that Ruthless Gunter is up to no good and is masking it with his confidence wavering. Number 9, can you trust Sami Zayn? Sami worked his way back into the OG bloodline with some master manipulation, but I don't think that was true because both sides of the fence have been played so well by Sami that he just can't be trusted. But I don't believe that either because I believe that he can be trusted because even though he was an honorary Uso, he's still not blood, and that's a big deal with the future of the family on the line. I'm not sold yet that Sami will be a difference maker at Survivor Series for War Games, but maybe something will happen that will shift the odds in Sami's favor. And then finally, number 10, Bloodline Rules. Solo versus Roman is the biggest thing going in WWE today, and there's no debating that. It's pretty understandable to me that with less than 3 weeks away, it's getting plenty of attention, and it needs to be focused on the main event. But it's more than that. The Bloodline and the OG Bloodline features that most. There's a lot of interesting storylines from this because, in my eyes, it's going to be intertwined with the success or failure of the two bloodlines. I was ecstatic to see the reunion. Jimmy's not really on that line right now with Sami. I don't know what they're doing with him on that. All I know is that Sami's doing it for Jay, and that's the biggest thing. They still can't find a fifth member. I'm not sure who that's going to be. I right now have no idea who the fifth member will be on either side, but maybe we'll find out next week. So for me, those were my 10 takeaways from Raw and SmackDown. It was interesting watching it, thinking to myself, well, if it goes this way, if it goes that way, it's kind of like up in the air, right? But should be a good fight, and that was going to bring me to Survivor Series. So the two matches that have already been confirmed is what I just mentioned. The Bloodline and Priest versus Gunther. That match has been confirmed. And so the biggest thing about that is basically like, how do you make sense on that? Because if they're going to make the Bloodline new versus OG the main event, with that, or basically like the whole direction of that. Because the way I see it with the Bloodline, Roman, in my eyes, he may be a face to the WWE universe, but he's still the same heel he was during his title reign. And that's something I've noticed. Jay already told Roman one time, you look at me the wrong way, speak to me the wrong way, I'm out. He did that backstage on SmackDown Friday. I'm actually wondering what's going to happen with that. But it'll be interesting with this week with that. But here is what I can read you guys regarding what it could look like as well. So with those two already being said, I am even more excited that Damian Priest is finally getting his rematch. I am beyond stoked for Priest. I don't know how much longer they're going to make Gunther's reign. I mean, I could probably say the same thing about Cody. I don't know how much longer he'll be champion, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying Cody's champion, not really Gunther. But if Priest is champion, I mean the crowd's already behind him. The WWE universe is already behind Priest. What more do you think that he could do? I'm not too sure about that. But those are two matches right now. But this is the major update that I am giving you. So, Elimination Chamber in 2025 in March, it's no longer in Perth, Australia. They've actually changed the venue to this. The venue is the Rogers Center in Toronto, a city filled with a lot of history with WWE, and I mean a lot of history. Toronto has been one of the most legendary cities for WWE. And the update I have for you is that it's going to mark the second consecutive year that Elimination Chamber will be held in an international stadium following this year's record-setting event at Optus Stadium in Perth, Australia, Saturday, March 1st. WWE's Chief Content Officer, Paul Trebek, stated, Canada is an amazing place to host our biggest premium live events with its passionate fans and rich history. Very rich history. It's decades. On the heels of a record-breaking Money in the Bank back in July, we are very excited to return to Toronto for an even larger event in 2025. Because earlier this year, Money in the Bank was in Toronto and featured the surprise announcement of John Cena's retirement tour in 25, and it was the highest grossing WWE arena event in Canada in company history. This marks WWE's first event in Rogers Center since WrestleMania 18, headlined by the Icon versus Icon match, Dwayne The Rock Johnson and the immortal Hulk Hogan. It also hosted the epic match between Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior from WrestleMania 6. Pretty damn cool. Yeah. History's going to be made. And also, I believe we're about a month away, too, from the return of WWE's Saturday night's main event from MSG. I'm pretty excited about that. There is one update about Cena, though, I'll mention. There is nothing right now on when his retirement tour is officially going to begin. If I had it my way, maybe put him on for MSG. Not sure. But I'm very excited about it. I mean, 2025 is going to be a very interesting situation for WWE, but it's actually going to be a very good factor with it. Just because of the fact that Survivor Series is the final premium live event for the remainder of this year. Nothing in December, nothing in January. Keep that in mind. But all of the stages are set right now. And I will say for a fact that there's been some good changes with this company. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have got up their sleeve. With that being said, for next week's broadcast, the Raw and SmackDown takeaways, and more updates on Survivor Series, and if there is anything else regarding Cena, I'll have for you. But also, let's not forget this either. It's in Vancouver. Who else is living up in Canada right now? The Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar, who has been gone for 15 months. Is this the opportunity to bring Brock back. Not sure, but maybe. Because Jacob Fatu is definitely a beast. But how do you fight a beast? And thank you, Dan, for watching. You wanna know how you fight a beast? You get one, or you find one. It's possible. You never know. But next week, guys, we can touch base more on that. With that being said, on behalf of the creator of RIB, where we go, this is Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of False Code Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for joining me here. Next week we'll have more updates. So thank you all so much for watching and for listening.